be hand counted. Shall the following provisions pertaining to elections be adopted? All voting shall be paper ballot, and all ballots shall be hand counted only, rather than by using optical scanning or any other types of programmable electronic counting devices. Not recommended by the selectmen, 5-0. Tax rate impact is 0, and I will recognize Mr. Taku, the petitioner, to present Article 25.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. My name is Fumio Taku, 17 Garrison Farm Road. I've been a resident here for 23 years. New Hampshire State Constitution begins with these words: all men are born equal, free and independent. Therefore, all government of right originates from the people and is founded in consent. And how do we obtain the consent of the people? First and foremost, by our votes. Therefore, integrity of elections is most fundamental to our state governance. But our nation has fallen into a crisis of confidence. The latest Rasmussen poll shows that 56% of likely voters said, quote, it is likely that cheating affected the outcome of the 2020 presidential election, unquote. The election process has evolved over the years to where they largely take place inside black boxes hidden from the views of the voters, allowing corruption and cheating to take place. As I went around collecting signatures for this petition, I was met with an overwhelming enthusiasm. The people I spoke with were so upset with the election fraud and were desperate to join in. Now, of course, we do not accuse our town, Hudson, elections of any misdeeds, but every doors to potential cheating in future elections must be closed now. Surely, no one present here would argue that hand counting of paper ballots is evil or undemocratic or unconstitutional. For since the inception of this great nation of ours, until just a few decades past, all elections have been conducted by hand counting of tens of millions of paper ballots. And many townships in New Hampshire, as well as over 50 countries around the world, including Germany, France, Canada, Italy, Denmark, and Finland, employ 100% hand-counted paper ballots. A July 16, 2021 article on the Wall Street Journal is titled, quote, Germany refuses to use voting machines over fears of fraud, will only use paper ballots, and quotes Mr. George Thiel, the man responsible for Germany's elections. It also quotes Elections Canada, stating, quote, Canada uses paper ballots counted by hand in front of scrutineers and have never used any form of voting machines in its 100-year history, unquote. Hand-counting paper ballots, as the article states, indeed are considered, quote, the gold standard of democratic elections. So why should a little town like Hudson, New Hampshire, not use hand counting of paper ballots when it is done 100% in cities as big as Berlin and Paris? Let's list why 100% hand counted paper ballot is the gold standard of democracy. Number one, it is simple, basic, and direct. Number two, it provides a greater transparency, security, traceability, and verifiability. Number three, it brings the ownership back in the hands of the voters, away from hidden black boxes, Light and transparency expose the darkness where the cheating germinates. Let me end by addressing 3 common objections. Objection number 1, it opens to human errors. The more people get involved in counting, the more errors we get. Now that's equivalent to saying the more people vote, the more foolish election results we can expect. That's a tyrannical elitist mindset that does not belong in our democracy. The correct answer is to encourage more voter education, training, and to establish an error-free hand counting process. For example, the counting should be done by multiple teams of volunteers, each team consisting of at least 4 persons, including 2 duplicate counters and 2 duplicate recorders from varying parties, each cross-checking each other, and all under in-person and online observers. That would completely eliminate any human errors or cheating in counting. Objection number 2, it opens to human cheating. No, the opposite is true. The more people are involved, the more transparency we have, the more appropriate procedure is put in place to duplicate, check, and document the results, the more integrity we will achieve. Objection number 3, it will require more time and manpower than we have ever available. I say wrong again. The issue here is not lack of time and manpower. Remember Paris and Berlin, but general apathy and lack of voter education and participation. As a town with its proud history of individual participation and representation in its governance, this will be a great opportunity for our town to call upon the citizens to get involved. We need you, volunteers, to be educated and trained and fulfill everyone's most important governance responsibility. Therefore, we say it's time for our town to give the election process back into the hands of we the people, everyone. It is our responsibility. It must be under our view. We must take it out of the hidden boxes and let's go back to the way it's always been done. Thank you.
Thank you.